The disease is called parvovirus enteritis, gastroenteritis, and could be lethal. Most of the time, it's not. The symptoms in parvo are usually lethargy. That's the number one, and then the vomiting and the diarrhea. Sometimes you get diarrhea with blood. Sometimes you don't get blood in the stools. They don't need to get out of the house to get parvovirus. As far as I know, dogs that never got out of the house got parvo disease, and just this virus flies. I haven't seen it for the last 8 months, and then it showed up around mid-October. Parvo I see in a month. Right now I'm seeing 5 per week. We have very limited appointments, and sometimes we have to tell them go someplace else because we cannot see them. I would say more affluent areas where people have enough resources to do all the vaccines, they have no problem with parvo. In other places where there is people with less resources, then of course you have more cases of parvo because they just couldn't afford the vaccines. Simple as that.
Since they buy the puppies, we start letting them know how many sets of vaccines they have. We normally give the vaccines starting at 8 weeks, and we go from there every 3 weeks. And we let them know that that's the most important thing to keep the puppy healthy. If they don't continue with the sets of vaccines, they can get parvo or kennel cough or parasites even, and even the rabies, like it's mandatory in every state. That's the way we proceed to letting them know. That's the most important thing for pet owners to know. If we receive a pet with parvo, it will be really hard to keep the whole pet store clean and prevent outbreaks because parvo is really contagious. So fortunately, we have never had a parvo case at the pet store, but at the animal hospital next door, I have seen a lot of cases. We try to not bring any dogs from outside. We try to keep the facility clean with bleach or rescue. Rescue is a cleaner that kills parvo. We try to clean ourselves and make sure that we don't have any contact with any other pets that had been exposed to parvo. Rescue is better for sanitation because it's less harmful for pets. It's designed for veterinary facilities, and the bleach is too strong, and it can release fumes that are really toxic for the dogs.
The first vaccine is at 6 weeks, and then after that, the next vaccine is at 9 weeks, 12 weeks, 14 weeks. Puppy require more vaccinations than an adult. If you have an adult that is 1 year old, never got vaccinations, 2 vaccines will be good enough for a bigger dog that has a better response to vaccines.
We always recommend to keep the puppies inside the house, clean, sanitize all the areas where they are. Don't let them out at all, or don't let any other dog coming from outside to interact with them until they're fully vaccinated to prevent any parvo or any other kind of sickness.
The treatment for parvo, it is very expensive because it involves 24-hour care of a doggy. So that means that it needs to be at a clinic where everybody, they have personal working 24 hours a day. That means 3 shifts, 8, 8, 8. That becomes expensive. Right now, I would say 3,000 may not cover 3 days of treatment for parvo.
Not here at the store, but I work at the animal hospital, and we have deal with parvo cases regularly. This year has been less than normal, but yeah, we have dealt with parvo cases a lot.
1972, and then that year, all over the world, dogs started dying from parvo. I'm from Peru, and just one given morning, 1,000 dogs in my neighborhood, they found them dead. We don't leave them on the streets running. The dogs are in the house always. And all my dogs, all the dogs in my neighborhood were dead.